It's the Murder Master Music Show. 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 Hip-hop is dead, but we don't resurrect it. You follow what mainstream says, but here it gets rejected. If you wearing tight jeans, don't expect to get respected. I'm from a time where wearing black was always on your checklist. From a time where faggots get checked if they reckless. From a time where if you got too much shine, we snatch your necklace. This real shit here, Illuminati, fuck the industry. We represent the street and they respect our street ministries. Take no shorts and cut the middleman, literally. This hip-hop savior, our birth scenes like nativity. This a place where no one sells out for relevability, and the masses can get a chance to explore more creativity. You gotta be kidding me. If you call that hip-hop, niggas with high shades and fluorescent flip-flop. We killin' Big Brother, cause we know he watch. You don't like what I'm doing, then you can suck mine. And you don't stop. Music show. It's the Murder Master 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 Music Show.
Episode 269. We have a special show for you tonight. We have Houston legend Born Twice. For those of you that don't know who he is, you're going to find out. He's worked with the best of them, including Ice-T, King T, Kool Keith. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Pimp-C. He actually got a few tracks for us to play tonight. You're going to hear him tonight only. In between segments of our interview with this legend here, Born Twice. I'm going to bring him on, Born Twice of Bigger Entertainment. How you doing, Born Twice?
I'm good, fam, man. What's going on?
First and foremost, I want to congratulate you. It's 20th anniversary for one of the classic albums of hip-hop, period, Portrait of a Serial Player.
I appreciate that, man. That means everything.
Yeah, that album came out, same year as the Reckless Clan, Gangster Nip had Psychotic Genius, Ghetto Boys reunited. Hell of a year, you know what I'm saying? And to go up against all of that, and to stand your ground and still have a classic, man. Hats off, man. Real talk.
I mean, I appreciate that. I mean, obviously it was definitely a concerted effort, and it also was, it's funny when you make records, it marks a time in your life. You know what I mean? It's like a time in your life that you'll remember because of that record. And that's when Ice-T and I first became business partners. We were trying to get out of the situation, or we were coming fresh. He was coming fresh off the situation at Warner Brothers with the Cop Killer problem. And that put him in the hands of Priority with Brian Turner. And we was just like, once we met up, we was like, you know what? Fuck that. Let's own our own. Let's just do it ourselves. So we kind of took it back to that go to the trunk mentality and united forces. And through that, an incredible friendship just developed, and an incredible apprenticeship on my part developed.
Yeah. I mean, you guys, you did a remake on your album 6 in the Morning, which is a phenomenal record.
Thank you. I actually produced that record too.
You produced it too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know I produced a lot of the stuff that I did.
Your style of production, though, I mean, is real smooth and laid back, and what I'm saying, but at the same time, very aggressive. Because if you did songs, I don't know if you produced in Town of Clown, or Is There Heaven for a G, but those were classics as well. But before that album came out, you have a whole, you have a history. We'll get back to when you hooked up with Ice-T and Rhyme Syndicate. I want to go back further where do your hip hop roots come from initially?
Oh man, I don't even think we got a show long enough for me to answer that one. Like, you gotta remember, I grew up under my cousins Abdullah and Samad, Al Samad Sawab, who to this day is still my godfather, and I mean that in like every sense of the word. You feel me? Like, he's also my big brother, but it's like you can imagine two kids growing up in the ghetto, and when I say the hood, I mean the real hood, not the rap hip hop hood. I'm talking about Newark, New Jersey, Brick City. You feel me? Where's in East Orange, where's really real at. You feel me? So they was always there to protect me, and hip hop was a emerging thing. And you gotta remember, when you grew up in Newark, you listened to WBLS and 92 KTU and eventually Kiss FM and stuff like that. You listening to Ricky Ricardo, the number one Latin in Manhattan, and you listening to Frankie Crocker, the Chief Rocker, you know. So when Mr. Magic, when they would be rocking the different jams all day, and then Mr. Magic would jump in, you say, or it would say, "This is a Mr. Magic Super Duper Blast." That's when you were running into tape decks.
Yeah.
You running into tape decks because you knew they was
going
to start getting off. They was going to start cutting and scratching, and it was mysterious and beautiful then. You feel me? And in my neighborhood, you had the B-boys that would walk around, and we called it sparking up. I mean, we would write on the walls. We would do our graffiti. So I really, I come from an art family. One of my oldest brother, Randall Maddox, God rest his soul, he was an artist. My father, of the same name, Senior, Randall Maddox Senior, he was an artist. So it's like I came from that. So I started sparking up on the walls, putting my name everywhere. When I would see the kids walking they would have the Adidas on or the Pumas with the Lee 12 suits on with the sewed in creases and the name plates, and even before Kangols, we had ultra cool hats. You know what I mean?
This is all the elements.
Like we had mock necks. Yeah, this is so. When you ask me where I go with it, I go from the
you
jump
go way
with
back
it, fam.
with it, yeah.
Right, like I fell in love with it immediately.
Yeah.
Right. And guess what, man?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something that may sound kind of weird, but I don't really care because I don't have a problem ever telling the truth. Because I was doing plays. Like my mom had me going to Broadway, seeing what was going on with the Broadway actors and actresses and the best museums and Pratt Institute Art School and North
you just
School
had
of the
art
Arts.
period instilled into you.
Well, when you grow up in New York, see, you got to remember, when I'm from Newark, but Newark is like 15 minutes from Manhattan. So my mom always worked at NBC, New York Stock Exchange. She had great jobs, so I would always be in New York.
Right, like some straight performing arts. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
like
that's what I started out as. But soon as I heard hip hop, I stopped singing and started that poetic side of me kicked in. We was living in West New York, New Jersey. I used to play for the West New York Steelers, the football team. You feel me? And that neighborhood at that time was pretty much all Puerto Rican and Cuban, all Hispanic. And they embraced me, I embraced them. And we just, because we're the origins of hip hop. The blacks and Hispanics, we started it.
Oh yeah, no doubt, definitely. And this is, you know what I'm saying, this is an era where hip hop is starting to thrive, and it's spreading too like a virus. It's starting to go all over the place. Of course, Houston, Texas. You eventually ended up in Houston. How did you get to Houston?
Well, what happened, we was living in West New York, and, I had literally the whole New York skyline out of my window. Like, this is some movie shit, real talk. But we didn't live in a necessarily rich building. We lived in a nice building, but there were, like, multi-million-dollar high-rises surrounding us, like the Versailles and the what was the name of this other one? I forget the name of it, but it was like some next-level multi-millionaire shit, because that's where the view was, right across the ocean, or right across the Hudson, West New York. So I it's just something I just knew. Yeah, I don't even know how to answer that. You feel me?
Right. Stumped you. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, when
Chris,
you got
can you
to
hear me?
Houston, yeah, I hear you, Mac. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
When
I'm sorry, the phone
Houston,
was breaking up a little bit.
When
Okay, I
you
can hear
got
you good
to
now.
Houston, K-Rino, it was the record already out in the streets? You know what I'm saying, by the Ghetto Boys or K-Rino or anybody? I mean, what was the music scene like in Houston when you arrived?
I mean, to be totally honest with you, when I first got to Houston, like I'm in Houston right now, I'm at Dave & Buster's, and when I first got here, there was no hip hop. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you an interesting story, man. When I first got here, I already had my 12 suits and my nameplate. My waves was rocking in my hair all the way in the bowl cut. I had the Adidas with no strings in them. Like, I was already hip hop. But what I didn't realize was that hadn't hit here yet. So they were looking at me like a fucking alien. They thought I was a Martian or some shit, bro. And let me tell you, I took a lot of flack for that. Because one thing, even to this day, Houston is not the kind of place that's really accepting of different. You know what I'm saying? If you different, that's not really the shit to be in Houston. You know what I mean? Like, Houston's more, at that time especially, the kind of place where you kind of went with the flow. You know what I mean? And they was literally wearing cowboy boots and tight jeans and fucking polo shirts when I got here. They would have the belts on and Louis Vuitton belts on with the Louis Vuitton. You know, they had style. They had
right.
style with their shit. Now, don't get it twisted. They had their own shit, but it was fly too. I can't take that from them. But when I came like that, they looked at me like, who the fuck is he?
Yeah.
So they was real standoffish to me. You feel me? But let me tell you what's crazy as hell, how powerful pop culture is. I'd say about a little over a year after I got here, and I was like 14 years old, something like that, 14, 15. But I was already a grown-ass man. I'm from Newark. You by the time you were 11, 12, you were a grown-ass man in Newark. But that's another story. So when I touched down, Beach Street hit. Breaking was cool. It kind of broke the ice. But then when Beach Street hit, they was on my nuts. People that couldn't even stand me was suddenly running up to me like I was a superstar. Because you got to remember, even at 14, 15, I already had my own turntables, Gemini mixer, all of that. I was already the DJ of all DJs. Because I'm from Newark. That's what we did. That was hip-hop. You feel me? So when I got here, I already had my set.
And what's crazy, too, is just probably a couple years later, another DJ from New Jersey shows up.
Reddy Red, that's my man. He came to my house.
Reddy Red.
Yeah, he came to my... Look, we always, to this day, Red is my man, and we're family. We're original Rap-A-Lot family. So even before we was Rap-A-Lot family, he and I were tight, and Red showed up at my doorstep with an SB-1200 and some MK2s in cases.
Wow.
Red, you gotta remember, man, there's certain people about hip-hop that are precision hip-hop lovers. See, Reddy Red is a precision hip-hop lover.
Yeah.
He's a scientist with his shit, like Jazzy Jeff used to be with turntables.
See, I look at it like Reddy Red is like one of the creators of hip-hop, too.
No question about it. No question about it.
You know, he didn't come in with the first wave, but he one of the ones that came in after the first wave and took what they was doing and, like, elevated it to something different because he wasn't even from Texas, but he pretty much he popularized the sound that a lot of motherfuckers follow for years to follow out of Houston.
Well, you got to remember, that's that's when hip hop started meshing more with the streets, and naturally to this day, the popular culture movie that ran the streets was Scarface. So we used to have a studio when we started Rap A Lot. You know, shout out to Jay Prince, shout out to Mary Jane, his wife, shout out to Teresa and Cliff Blodgett, like shout out to Royal Flush, my original crew, Rick and Al B, man. Like who would I be without them? I'd have just been a street nigga, and I probably would have been murdered a long time ago. But their passion for music, even though they knew I had turned the road and went to the street, they kept the passion for music, so that kept me in it. You feel me?
Right.
And I love them for that. So shout out to them. But yeah, you know, it is what it is, man. You know, what can you say, bro?
Yeah. One time, shouts out for Reddy Red, man. Reddy Red, he's a real ass dude, man. He's a big
for sure, man.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
you know, it's always
when we started it, we were actually in a building in the Heights in Houston, and we had like an 808 in there. You know, Jay Prince had set it all up real nice. We had an 808 in there, and we had a 909 drum machine in there, and we had turntables, and so you can go in there and kind of get. And you had weights in there to lift weights, and a performance area where you can practice the stage show. And Rick and Albie were there so much, they literally like lived there. So they found a spot in the back that they could claim their own, or actually in the front, that they could claim their own. They took over that spot, and they would be in there like religiously tightening up their act. And anybody that will tell you, there's only 2 stage shows in hip-hop that took stage shows to a whole nother level. And actually, I take that back. There's probably 3. Run DMC, of course, with the way that they came out with, you know, when they would do their thing. The second one I would say Busta and Spliff Star. They will bust your ass on stage.
Yeah.
And
like
anybody who really knows that Rick and Albie would take anybody on at any time and they would destroy them, I promise you. That's not said enough. Enough people don't know about how dope that they were and they did their thing. Hold on, son. Yo, my son, I'm gonna let my son say hi, man. This the Prince JP of the city, man, H-Town. Hold on.
Hello. What's up with it, man? You live on the Murder Master Music Show.
What's good with it, man? What's going down?
Man, not much, man. Just paying homage to your pops, man. How they, you know what I'm saying, how they put it down. So, like, what's your take on the rap game and how your pops do it, and how y'all doing things now?
We're doing it 100, man. Really, I want to mix what we doing to what everybody else doing. But I just know it's real over here. That's all I gotta say about that.
Right, I can dig. Precious,
yeah. I'm here.
Yeah. You guys, what you guys have done over the years, historical. You know what I'm saying? Contributed to some of the biggest things in hip hop. Now you do hip hop yourself too, huh?
Yeah, audio engineering. Yeah, I started off with doing audio engineering for a little bit, and songwriting. But I'm gonna push that real hard, put my face out there.
Yeah, hell yeah. Following your father's footsteps. It sounds like your whole family's just full of, you know what I'm saying, talent. Whether it be art, whether it be music. You know what I'm saying? Much respect to all y'all.
Yeah, that's a bad. Appreciate you. I'm with my little boy right now. It's his birthday. I can't talk too much.
Oh yeah, happy your little boy, man. What
I'm
else?
coming.
You know what I'm saying?
Happy
I gotta
birthday.
go, man. I'm gonna holler at y'all boys. I appreciate you.
Hey,
right
we
on.
appreciate you as well, man.
Hey, sorry about that. What's going on?
Yeah, that's what's up, man.
That's the third generation.
It runs in the family.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, you know, actually,
man.
when I went to Hollywood, I realized that, man, that a lot of people was like, you know, a lot of people don't realize like that. I forget her name, but the actress, the one that does the comedy sketches. I forget her name, but that's Minnie Riperton's daughter.
Oh yeah.
Mira Rudolph, something Rudolph.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think she's on like Saturday Night Live or something like that. But I want to say her name is Mira Rudolph or something Rudolph. But that's Minnie Riperton's daughter. Like, it's a lot of that in Hollywood. If you spend a lot of time out there, you'll realize, yes, it does definitely get passed on, and that affinity for it grows early in your child because they're watching you do it. You feel me?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Oh,
No
yeah.
doubt.
We're going to go to a song, and when we come back, we're going to talk more about the earlier days of you in Houston and Rap A Lot, and, of course, we're going to talk about Ice-T, and then what you got going on in the future, much more. So don't go nowhere. We got this one, Twisting Corners. Tell everybody about this song.
Actually, that's like just some stuff that's I'm probably not even going to release that. Like, that's, you know, I literally have hundreds of songs in my vault, man, like Prince, man, you know, and God rest Prince's soul, man. He was truly a genius, and I try to approach things from a Tupac Prince perspective and just make as much material as you can, because when you're gone, your family, that intellectual property hopefully will pass on to them.
Wow, so this is the only time this song has ever been heard then?
Ever. Everything I sent y'all has never been heard. You understand? Everything, the Excellent Pimp, the song me and Pimp-C did, Excellent Pimp, nobody's ever heard that.
Oh, yeah.
We appreciate it.
I was listening earlier. That's classic. We're going to give that to y'all here after a while. I'm
going to tell you, I don't know if I said this to the guy, but, you know, I just got back in the game. I just decided to get back in the game, like, literally a few weeks ago.
Literally, wow, perfect timing.
Like, don't get me wrong. I've been running my offices, and I own bigger. I've always owned I own everything I've ever done, all the publishing, so that alone makes me on a whole island away from the rest of these motherfuckers.
Oh, that's smart, very smart business, because you know what I'm saying. You got control. You're the boss at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
You can do what you want.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Very
well, I
smart
mean, the whole thing is that we don't know where this stuff goes. I mean, you start talking about intellectual property, you start talking about the internet, and you start talking about things being downloaded, and we're not talking about CDs no more. We're talking about threads of information, threads of music, threads of videos of me, threads of interviews of me, threads of my likeness. I own all of that. That's for my sons that you just talked to, and my grandson, and his son.
Right.
Who better be Jean-Pierre Francois Maddox IV.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So motherfuckers that's listening right now, peep game, you know what I'm saying? That's why we do this, man. We bring these legends on here, man. And look what kind of
you can learn from them.
Yeah, look what kind of people you get. You know what I'm saying? You can't say the information ain't out there for you. So, and ain't nothing wrong with taking care of your family and fucking with your folks and, you know, taking care of the hood, but you got to take care of family first. You know what I'm saying? And when I'm gonna be honest with you. Take care of. That's how you make the best decisions in life, man.
No doubt about it. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Like, something inside of me is just not even capable of what I've watched. How I've watched many artists over the years prostitute themselves. I'm not even capable of that. Like, don't get me wrong. I see people in certain situations like that benefit them overwhelmingly, and I could say, okay, but even then I'd have a strategy with my shit. Like, don't get me wrong, majors have approached me many times. As a matter of fact, I tried to do a deal with, I think it was, I want to say MCA. He gave me like $30,000, but I was smart enough and intelligent enough from my office in Beverly Hills that I had at the time with my partner, myself. I was smart enough to say to them, okay, we could do business, but you have this much time to fuck with me. You can give me this $30,000, but the deal's for $280,000. So you can fuck with me, but if you don't fuck with me to this date, you forfeit your $30. The deal's off, and we need to restructure. I was 25 years old cutting deals like that. And guess what happened? They gave me a free $30,000 check.
There you go.
Wow. You gotta protect yourself, man. Absolutely.
That's what I'm talking. And that's why we're happy to have this platform for artists like you to be able to tell your stories, because, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people sleep on cats like yourself. You know what I'm saying? They don't get to hear an interview with 20 to Life, or they don't get to hear an interview, you know what I'm saying, with some of these guys.
Well,
so
let me say this real quick.
It's an honor to have you on the show.
You got a lighter? Let me say this real quick, too, man. Shout out to Joe Spiriti in Miami. I don't know if he's still there, He probably done moved there. If I know Joe, he probably moved to Mars by now with a whole bunch of money. But the reality is he helped a lot of that time in my career, and he brought Nicole to the table on my classic song Heaven 4G. That's Nicole singing on it from Miami, and he brought her to the table. But he's the one that structured that deal with me, and I haven't seen him for many years. But shout out to him, man. I got it. We made history together, as well as Ice-T and a lot of other people at that time.
Oh yeah. That same song was actually
people
on
think
the,
I was Ice's. People think I was Ice's artist, but people don't realize. No, Ice and I were business partners.
But you were a part of Rhyme Syndicate, though, weren't you?
And still am. Syndicate is for life, man.
Yeah,
but I wasn't just part of the. There's two different sides of Syndicate. I was part of both. I'm gonna let you figure that out.
Yeah.
I never neglected my services on either side. I'm gonna let you figure that out.
I got you. And the relationship that you've had with Ice-T has lasted all these years, you know what I'm saying? Do you guys have any plans of doing anything in the future together?
The funny thing about me and Ice is this, and everybody else in the syndicate, every man has his own, master plan, right? You devise this thing you want to do, and your real friends are supposed to play a part in that if they can, respectfully, to help you achieve that goal. So we play that part in each other's lives. I got something hot I'm doing, he'll always help me, and we don't charge each other nothing. We just do it as bosses. Favor for a favor, we was just together in New York, you know what I'm saying? And we were together in Atlanta. He came by the mission I got in Buckhead, him and Coco. And George. George was there, too. He was promoting the manager, George Hinojosa. He was promoting Portrait of a Pimp, the Iceberg Slim story that they just finished. And, we just keep it going. We don't, it's not that, I expect him to do this for me or he expects me to do that for them. We just know as friends at this point that whatever part we can play in each other's master plan, we try to help each other and play it. And it's the same thing with King T, the same thing with, pretty much everybody that I've built real relationships with over the years. Like, if I can play a part, I play it. If they can play a part, they play it, and we just keep it moving and keep it pimping.
Hell yeah.
But I pay. I if I do something and it makes a bunch of money, then I try to cut them a check for that, and vice versa. Other than that, we don't get caught up in, well, I need this and blah blah. If it's not this and blah. We don't do that. That's not friendship. That's rap shit.
That could definitely be bullshit too. Because when you got people that just want you for your services all the time, you really need to cut people like that off. But you need to keep the good ones close. You know what I'm saying? It sounds like you and Ice are friends for life. That's real shit.
Well, it's been literally. I partnered with Ice when I was 26 years old. And I won't say how old he was, so I'm not going to do him like that. But I was 26 years old, and we've been, I ain't scared to say I'm 48 right now. So I'm still keeping it pimping, looking good. The young girls are still on the boy, but still, you feel me? I'm getting up there, man. I'm becoming the elder statesman, and he'll always be my.
That's some smooth pimp shit right there. Born Twice. Right. Let's bring him back on. See, that's what I'm talking about right there.
Okay, I'm going to officially give y'all permission to use that however y'all please, because I'm never going to release it right here, right now. So if y'all want to use it on drops, you want to use it, you want to promote that Born Twice brand, you have full permission. I will never use it for anything else. That's y'all's.
All right.
It's produced by Rhythm D. So Rhythm D has to give the final approval.
Rhythm D, we had
him on the show, too. Shout out to Rhythm D. Hey, thank you for that.
Let me tell you something. That is my brother. I love that nigga. No homo. We go through our ups and downs. But, man, that's my brother, man. And when we come together, we make magic.
Yeah, shouts out to Rhythm D. I've been watching his page. He be posting a lot of videos. He's still on them boards, man.
Well, me and him had the mansion in Atlanta at first together. in the Buckhead. We had the Buckhead mansion together. Had the Rolls Royce and the Jaguar parked in the driveway. You know, doing it how we do it.
Down there flexing on their motherfucking ass. And I'm glad you said that because you know what I'm saying, like you bringing up guys so people can know for the motherfuckers that don't know who you is that's listening right now. This a real OG veteran in the game, man. We ain't just talking to no run of the mill guy. You know what I'm saying? Like so. When he's telling y'all things and he's saying this story, he don't have to do this. So, like, even what you're saying with the song, I play it on my show Saturday night, man.
You got it, bro. That's all you. Do your thing.
Man, that's what's up. That's smooth as fuck. Let's go back for the listeners.
And here's the thing. I'm never going to release it. So it's all yours.
Well, you already told us you got hundreds of songs.
Who can do that? Who can do that?
Right.
Nobody. This is the first, man. We got to
thank you. Apparently you can, motherfucker. Right.
We had Sibo come on the show.
I'll tell you who can do it. Me, Tony Draper, Jay Prince, Puffy, and if you're lucky, one or two other motherfuckers.
Yeah, maybe Master P, maybe.
Master P, definitely, without question. Shout out to No Limit, man. Taking nothing from. That's the boy right there, man. Shout out, salute to the general. And Birdman. You know, I say shout out to Birdman, but the salute, I'm going to hold back on the salute right now. I got to see more, man, because you got to make the family get along. It's not easy, so I'm not saying anything negative or derogatory because what he's done is legendary. He don't get enough credit for what he has done. No, you can't.
Yeah, on the real.
But you got to make the family get along, and you got to get off that ego thing, man, because the fans don't care about the ego. The fans want to see who they fell in love with.
Right.
That's behind closed. They ain't even supposed to be public. They ain't even supposed to be on some gangster shit. They ain't even supposed to be public.
Yeah.
You ain't never seen me fall out with nobody, man, because if I got a problem with them, I'm going to deal with the problem. I'm not going to make it into some propaganda machine.
Now something happened with you years ago that I never even heard about. Like you said, it never went public. I never even heard about it until I started talking to different artists that rap a lot and whatnot. With the homie Raheem, we had him on the show.
Right.
Another
that's my man too. Shout
legend.
Out to Raheem. That's my brother.
Yeah. Invincible. He had Vigilante. Put out classic albums.
He always knew I was his biggest fan, and I still am. That Self-Preservation, I still bump that shit to this day. Play that with the Jimi Hendrix sample. Self-Preservation. That'll blow your mind today.
Yeah, hell yeah.
First
definitely.
law of nature, self-preservation.
Very underrated. But we heard a situation happen with you and him. I don't know if it was in the studio, if it was in the street, or what. But,
okay, y'all want to hear a gangster story that's mixed with a music story? This is one of the original ones. Okay, I'm well known for my get down, getting money all over Houston, right? I'm not gonna go into the intricate theatrics, but everybody know. So once my money got good, of course I opened the studio. That's where they recorded Mind Playing Tricks on me. I partnered with Doug King, who was a part of Rap A Lot, but I'm Rap A Lot family for life, Prince family for life. Shout out to Jay Prince, the Godfather, the real Godfather. So for me, it was kind of that thing where I'm trying to put me and my family in a better position and really lighten my money up. You feel me?
Yeah.
So, clear it up, make it clear. So I opened the studio and opened the office. I'm 23 years old with this shit, by the way. 23 years old, got my own studio, office, big house, swimming pool, all that shit. So when that's going on, Raheem always got to have my respect in the streets. Raheem is that guy. He's what he says he is on them records. He's one of the most fearless, unafraid cats I ever met in my life. He's somebody I really got a lot of respect for on some man shit. You feel me?
Right.
So, like I said, sometimes kings clash. But that's a king. I'm a king. So I'm at my studio. I hear that somebody made a song dissing me. Well, anybody who know me in Houston know what my get down is like. That's suicide. So when I hear the song, just so happens I walk from my office down. It's like a walkway through the parking lot to get to the studio. I walk in the studio. He in there playing the joint in my studio. With
in your own studio.
Vito
Holy
was there.
shit.
The producer Vito was, because I would let cats come in there and record. So I walked down there from my office and he happened to be there. Next thing I know, it's John Beto there. Gangsta Nip was there. That's why I said this is a gangsta hip hop story. Didn't I say that?
Yeah, I was about to say my brother Nip.
I think 3-2. The rapper 3-2 was there. The governor 3-2 was there. So when I hear the joint in the studio, as soon as I hear him dissing me, I said, "Oh shit, you dissing me?" So I'm playing the role like it's funny. I'm laughing. I'm like, "Oh shit!" So I go like I'm about to sit down in this chair, and then I just picked the chair up and I went at him with it. And
wow.
We get into our scuffle. I don't realize during the scuffle he got that thing in his pocket. So that thing is ringing. Pop, 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 pop. Any real street nigga know what that sound is. So, by the grace of God, alhamdulillah, subhanallah, I didn't get hit. And then it just went from there, man. But once that went down, I saw red. I went to a whole nother level with it. Because I'm really that guy in the streets. So I grabbed my shotgun. I'm coming down the month. It's 12 noon during the day. I'm walking through the parking lot down to back to the studio, busting that thing in the air. Boom, boom, boom. So John Beto and 3-2 and Gangsta Nip, they hear that shit. They like, "Yo, nigga, we got to get somewhere, nigga. This nigga's going all the way with this shit." So by that time, Raheem is already hit. Come outside. It just all went bad after that. You feel me? Yeah. So at the end of the day, man, I hate that happened. I wish it never had to happen, because anybody that know the history between me and him before that, that's like my brother, man. You feel me? But, real gangsters do real things. He not scared and I'm not scared. So shout out to Raheem. I salute him. I'm glad that it didn't go to the point that he had to think of me as a memory or vice versa. You feel me? I'm glad God intervened and it didn't get as bad as it could have got. You dig?
Oh.
But yeah, that's what happened, man. There you go. That's the first time I ever told that story. You want to know the truth?
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy, man. I'm glad you both are still here.
But hold on. I forgot this part. This is important. This how you end the movie, because it's a movie, really, when you think about it, with who all of us became. So I go to jail. Cops pull up, draw down on me, drop your weapon, blah, 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 the whole fucking dance. So they lock me, they throw me in the handcuffs, put me in the back of the police car. I won't say how I saved myself. I can't go into that on here, but the reality is they were trying to hit me with an attempted murder charge, but it didn't stick. And any real nigga that ever see me in the street walk up to me, I'll explain to you how you can make that shit work in your favor. Let's put it that way. And I got out. So when I got out, it was like buzzing in the street. Yo, Born Twice is on the rampage. He gunning, he shooting anybody he see. It was that kind of thing. You feel me? And then Jay Prince is truly the Godfather. And I was strong at that time, but make no mistake, I'm not going to sit here and pretend, nigga, no, I was not ready for that war right there. You understand?
Yeah.
But that's why I respect Jay Prince so much. First of all, no matter how hard we would party, he'd make us go to church. People don't know that about Jay Prince. Jay Prince is a man of God, for real. Gangster to get, but he keep the gentleman with it. If you ain't got no gentleman with your shit, you not a gangster. You a thug. Let me say that. Like my man Cavario said it perfectly. I was watching his shit the other day. He said, if you're not certified by somebody qualified, then you can't be, I can't remember exactly how he said it, man, but that shit was perfect. the bottom line is you couldn't pretend in our day. You had to really be that. And when it come to Jay Prince, man, I ain't never seen nobody. Like, I really came up under somebody, and shout out to NC Trahan, R.I.P., because between NC Trahan, Jay Prince, OG Dewey, cats like that, those are my cats that when I got to Houston I looked up to. When I was in Jersey growing up, it was my godfather Al-Samad Sawab and his big brother Abdullah Sawab and their father, who's a legend in Newark, with the Akbar Prey family. I don't know if you ever heard of the family. They legendary in street lore. That's my family.
Right.
Sawab and the Akbar Prey, that's my family. You feel me? Free Akbar Prey. Let me say that on here too.
Right on.
A real gangster and a gentleman's gentleman. And when I say gangster, I mean a gentleman that stands up for his people, sticks his chest out, and tries to hold everything down. That's a special gift that only God can put in somebody. And it seems like with the black community, every time they find that, they lock that spirit up quickly.
Yeah, or they eliminate it. Yeah, they either lock it up or they eliminate it. You know what I'm saying? I come from the same type of lineage. You know what I'm saying? That's what let us all know that we, everybody is a stone, but everybody ain't cut from the same stone. You know what I'm saying? Like,
not at all.
You know, like we all out here, we all stones, but everybody ain't chiseled by the same motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, some of these motherfuckers is gravel, man, and I'm marble and shit.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm one of them good-ass countertops. I'm a nice countertop.
You know,
you got to get special tools to cut me. Yeah, you got to go.
Ass niggas.
Yeah, you got to go buy shit and create shit to cut me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. And you can
that's how I feel like what we doing.
Ain't even gonna cut.
Yeah, that's what we doing right here with this, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, because, you know, MTV, they can call you every day, all day. You probably can get them to call you all day, every day. But they not looking for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because they know y'all teaching the real. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, you know what? When you talking to me, you talking about somebody that's gonna try to get the people to stand up.
Yeah.
They're trying to interview them sit-down people, the people that want to make you piss sitting down, and that's the best way to put it.
Yeah, you sure know what to
that's
say.
Why
You sure know what to fucking say.
Let me show you what I mean by what I'm saying. Give you an example in the street. You notice, man, they've created a whole snitch culture.
Yeah.
Like, if you notice, all the real niggas in the street that stood up like men and stuck their chests out and took their time and allowed the businesses that they started to continue to flourish without telling on everybody. Because when you tell on a bunch of motherfuckers, businesses die. Families stop eating. The black dollar immediately takes a major fucking hit if that nigga was getting it on that level.
They glorified a lot of snitches, especially in the movies. Like, even with Goodfellas, like Henry Hill was a snitch. Fucking paid in full. This motherfucker Alpo was a fucking snitch. Nicky Barnes, Frank Lucas was a fucking snitch.
See, that's
you know what I'm saying?
Did I send you? What song did I send y'all to play tonight? And I hope y'all play it tonight. What's his name? Because he didn't snitch on nobody and
Frank
left
Matthews.
America. Frank Matthews. You see,
Frank
like
Matthews,
even in my music, I take it serious enough that I don't promote none of that negativity. I want to see my people be where we're supposed to be at. And we can't get there promoting these guys that get in the jam when they know what they signed up for, and then they want to flip the script when it go bad. You know it could go bad when you signed up.
Well, I'll tell you what, Born Twice. Let's go to a break right now. Let's give him Frank Matthews. Then let's come back. I want to talk about Pimp-C. And I also want to talk about what you got coming up in the future, too.
Sound good.
Intro this track for us, Frank Matthews.
Well, this is something, man. Shout out to my boy Lee, the king of A-Leaf. Shout out to Lee because it's one of his favorite songs. And that's a gentleman's gentleman right there. And this is just a song that I wanted to make to let people know that this is how you do it. If you're going to get out there and stick your chest out and try to get to the money, man, and show the world that you're not afraid, man, to increase that dollar, man, this is how you do it. So I had to make the song a representative name. Thank you. A name of that, and that's Frank Matthews. Thank you, brother. You see what I'm saying?
Right on.
Frank, man, he's still killing it with him. And I know you got some stuff coming in the future. What are you working on right now?
We doing an album, 2 albums actually. These is like what I call my retirement albums. I'm doing one called Omerta, Omerta. That's basically chronologing some of my gangster, felonious capers, you know, and breaking a lot of that down. And then I got the Pimp album that chronologues some of my exploits with dealing with women. And you know, I was a fucked up minded cat at one time in my life. Like, you know, my mother never really gave too much of a fuck about me, so it was easy for me to gravitate towards pimping. And you know, I got some things I'd like to say about that maybe in another interview, but the lifestyle.
No, feel free.
I will say every nigga need a little bit of pimp in them. Put it that way.
Yeah.
But I had too much. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, too much.
Yeah, too much.
Oh, we've interviewed, you know, Gangsta Pat, Jacob Fella, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they pretty much, you know what I'm saying, was on the same thing. Well, how long were you in that game for?
I mean, I feel like as a man, you never really out of that game. And the reason that I say that is because, like, you know, even when I wasn't effectively, you know, like going at them, and I was just trying to be in a more of a domestic situation with the girlfriend type of situation, it's still the same thing. So it's really, that's why I say every man need a little bit of pimp in him because, you know, I was at Ice-T's house one time, and I think that this older pimp said it best to me. He was like, "Young blood, is that your Benz sitting outside?" Which I knew he knew because it had Texas plates on. I said, "Yeah." He said, "And is that your BMW parked behind it?" It had Texas plates too. So he just showing me how observant his game is. You feel me? And I was like, yeah. But you got to think, I'm more on that gangster shit than I ever was on some pimp shit. So I was getting offended a little bit. He was like, "Look, young blood, I don't mean to upset you. I see you getting a little tight, but he was like, when them girls see you with them diamonds you got on and that Rolex and them beautiful cars you got, you ain't got to be playing, but they playing."
Yeah.
And I never forgot that. Like, in other words, if you have these things that attract like that, then you better have some counter game for what's about to start coming your way.
All right, you got to have some backup for that shit, or a motherfucker
some devious shit coming your way, yeah.
Or you could either be the pimp or you could be the goddamn trick. You know what I'm saying? You could just be a square motherfucker and just keep it moving.
That's why I say it never stops. It'll never really stop because the game is life itself. And so pimping, therefore, is life itself. If you really want my philosophy on pimping, the truth is I think the white man put the word pimping on black men that knew how to dress and had some kind of style about themselves and were not afraid to.
They tried to demean ways that a motherfucker knew how to get money. You know what I'm saying? They make a motherfucker look at their money like it's wrong money. Money is still money no matter how the fuck they still spend the same.
It's definitely that, but it goes even deeper psychologically because he's the biggest pimp. That's the crazy part about it.
Master pimp.
But he can make it look like when you think pimp, he's demonized the word so well that he's made it synonymous with a black man.
Look at David Rockefeller or Rothschild.
He's not an intelligent, you know, mastermind that can literally on some Professor Xavier shit control the minds of all the motherfuckers around him. Oh no, he's not that. He's not a mastermind. He's not a brilliant motherfucker. He's a pimp. You see?
Right.
Yeah. Meanwhile, he's pimping every fucking body.
Right. Try to demoralize you, categorize you, profile you, and stereotype you all at the same goddamn time.
So basically, he's dirting your game before you even walk up to the bitch.
Yeah, and when they do the same goddamn shit.
Absolutely. Now that's a psychological mind fuck. That's a mind fuck for you, ain't it?
Right.
Yeah.
They the ones
but
who
I mean,
show them.
But you know, you got those that understand, but you got people like Born Twice that overstands.
Exactly. Exactly. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, you definitely, you know what I'm saying, you've been putting it down for years, and we look forward to what you got coming out. But I want to talk a little bit about Pimp-C, too, if you don't care. We got a track we're going to play here shortly with you and Pimp-C. Rest in peace. You know what I'm saying, Pimp-C. What was he like as a person? When did you meet him?
You know what? I'm gonna tell you this is another good hip hop story, man. Everything I say, true stories, man. I ain't gotta put nothing on it because it's fly enough in person. You dig?
Yeah.
The reality is this, man. Me and Pimp were locked up at the same time. We were in Harris County, which is like our county jail in Houston. I was in there, man, because they caught me with a big bag of a bunch of shit, and he was in there because of what happened at the mall when, some bitches got out of line with him, and he felt like he had to represent his crown, which, so I think he brandished a weapon or something, and then the bitch go tell everybody. I mean, it's a familiar story. I'm sure many niggas have heard it 1,000 times and have dealt with it with their own bitch sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
But the reality is the bitch fucked his whole program up and destroyed a legend. You feel me? I don't know who that bitch is, but fuck you, bitch. You ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Whoever the fuck you is, but you know who you are. The bottom line is that's how our community do it sometimes. But Pimp was a really amazing dude, man. Like, the last time I opened up an office when I got out of prison, I opened up an office, like a penthouse, all the way up in the sky with the elevators going up, like movie shit. See-through glass elevators and the big chrome bigger sign and the fucking marble walls and it was some whole other shit. And he came there one day. I was doing I was casting for their video. He had just got out of prison. I knew he was coming to see me, but I didn't know when. And I had a bunch of girls in there casting for the video. So he walks in, man. I'm in the mink, and he walks in the mink. And we see each other for the first time in years, and we just embrace for like 5 minutes, man. And the funny thing is, we walked back because that office had a studio way in the back. So we walk in the back, and it has panoramic views of the whole city. Really nice. God bless me, man. Shout out to God. How about that? But basically, the way it went down, we talked. Like, even though we were in my studio, and we could have made 10 or 15 songs because we ended up talking for like 2 hours. But we wasn't about that. We were that good of friends where music came second. And when he died, I realized that. I was like, wow, man. And another big funny story is the first person to call me, because, Ice was actually in L.A. that weekend, which, was kind of rare at that point because Ice had moved to New York. But he was actually in L.A. that weekend, and he's the first person to call me when Pimp died. He left a message on my answering machine because I didn't pick up. And he said, yo, Twice, this is Berg. Crazy shit. I'm not going to say it on your answering machine. Call me, though, man. ASAP, man. Important. All right, Berg, out. And that's all he said. So when I heard that message, naturally I called right back. And he told me, yeah. He said, your boy, man, is up in the Mondrian. Now, let me tell you how gangster Ice is and how gangster we are in L.A., the syndicate. We knew before the cops even knew. Because the girl that was with Pimp was actually down with some of our people. And she panicked, so she told L.A., you're going to call a big homie, not the cops. Feel me?
Yeah.
And she did, and Ice actually sent some of our guys to check and make sure Pimp's jewelry and all that shit was intact. Like, a lot of people don't know, but I made sure that all of his shit, they didn't, they respected him. They didn't rob him. They didn't take nothing. Because in L.A., that shit would go down quick. But they respected Pimp-C, and nobody took anything from him, man. So shout out to the big homies that I won't say their name, man. But when I say this gangster shit is real, and there's certain niggas that really know how to keep it 1,000, man, and I'm going to always subscribe to that. You feel me? But, yeah, that's how that went down, man. We never got a chance to really make the song that we wanted to make. We just had some loose vocals from a couple of songs that we had just played with over the years. And then shout out to my nigga Murder from Detroit that's out in Atlanta because he laced me with some of the extra vocals that I didn't have to be able to put together a great song. So, yeah, it is what it is, man. R.I.P. Pimp-C, man. I miss you. You know, there's not a day goes by that I don't think about how the Houston rap scene would be if it wasn't for your untimely demise. Shout out to Bun B too, man. Bun B is a really good guy, man. And the first time he and I met, you got to remember they were my fans before I was their fan. Like the first time I met Bun B walked up to me in the mall and he was like, "Yo, I'm a fan."
Right.
UGK, I'm Bun B with UGK. I'm like, "Oh, okay, I'm on my gangster shit." So a nigga walk up to me, I'm already like, "Yo, do I need to? How this gonna turn out?"
Right.
He walked out. He walked up so peaceful because Bun's a really good and peaceful guy, and we just became instant friends, man. It was beautiful, man.
What's it like
if you
being
listen
like
to their
that
first
in
album,
that situation?
to their first
and seeing
album,
these
they got
guys
a song
get
on
to
there
where
called Short. They got a song on their first album called Short Texas, where they go short, 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 and then you can hear a voice in the background going TXAS. Well, that's my voice.
Wow.
They sampled that from my first record, Born Twice, Child for Freestyle. Shout out to YZ and the whole ESG posse, man. The unity that our crew, the Royal Flush crew, and that the ESG posse or the ESG posse bonded at that time. It was a very special moment too. YZ took me to New York. We started working on another album with him. I got to meet. Shout out to R.I.P. to Sugar Shaft from Black Watch, because when I went to New York that summer with YZ, not only did me and him fall in love with two sisters in Manhattan. I won't say their names because I don't know what they're doing. I know what one of them's doing, but I don't know what the other one's doing, so I don't want to go into that. But I met Sugar Shaft. I met Professor X. I met Lin Q. I met Paradise. R.I.P. Professor X, too. I didn't get to meet Brother J. I think I was around Brother J a couple of times. We never officially really got to meet.
Shout out to the X-Clan.
But shout out to YZ, man. YZ's one of the most underrated to ever do it. Like, he was the Jay-Z of New York that summer, without question. And anybody want to argue with me, man, let's go.
We just had Paradise Gray on the show not too long ago, too. Shout out to Paradise Gray.
Yeah, shout out to Paradise. I met them at Quad Studios, where Tupac got shot at. That's where I met them, at Quad Studios.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, it's historical. There needs to be a documentary made, man. Have you ever thought about that, or a book or something like that?
Well, I've done a few books already. Actually, R.I.P. Eazy-E. When I was hanging out with Eazy-E before he died, I helped, say a few things for a book that some people came to the office, and I think the office was in Sherman Oaks or Woodland Hills. I don't remember. It was so long ago, but I helped him. Eazy used to have this huge black couch in his office that went around like 2 walls. And it was like, when you sat on it, it would just grab your ass and you'd fall into it. So R.I.P. to Eazy-E, man. He was really a mastermind and a really good guy. But so I worked on some books before, and then I just worked out. Shout out to Julia Beverly. I helped her with a book that she just did for Pimp-C. So as far as me doing, and then another book about the Houston rap scene and how it started. I forget the author of that, but I'm in that one too. But I don't. I'm not ready for the book yet because I'm still writing chapters. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Still writing chapters. Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah.
Right on. And I can dig. Yeah, I can dig that. No rush.
Yeah, well, you got a lot of chapters already, man. I look forward to what's coming next. Before we go off into this song, Excellent Pimp featuring Pimp-C, if somebody wants to get at you for features, or if they want shows, or anything business related, what's the best way they can reach you? You feel free to give them all your social media and whatnot.
I mean, truthfully, man, the best way to get in touch with me is to get in touch with my managers, Grover Washington, or my big bro, who's our top business manager, Al Samad Sawab. It's probably best to get in touch with one of them. Or you could just send something to my email and then I'll forward it to them, because I'm trying to keep the music fresh, so it's hard for me to get too heavy on the administrative side and still make sure that the music is fresh. I had to learn that, you know what I'm saying? Because I was in control of things, it's not always fun. You really have to be able to learn how to divide your time up so that you're effective on both sides, if y'all know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Business
definitely
is just
send
as
something
important as the talent.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Send anything you got, any questions, features. Don't be asking me for no free features because I'm already rich. So I'm really not even, and I just got back in this shit. You feel me? So I'm really not, plus I know my shit. I'm really going to work hard on whatever I do. So no, it's not free. Unless you're a friend, then yeah, we do shit free all the time because I'm going to do something for you, you're going to do something for me. But
networking. Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, go to Bigger, BIGGA CEO@hotmail.com, Bigger CEO@hotmail.com, and somebody, my assistant, Antarctica, or somebody will get to me, and then we'll take it from there. When we forward it to my managers, we'll make a decision and get at
you. Yeah, because now that you're coming back, you know what I'm saying, with more music, you got albums coming. You know, I would love to see a tour. Do you have anything in plans or in the works as far as hitting the road and doing shows?
Ice-T's doing a big art of rap tour, and I'm sure that
right now, ain't he? Coming up here in June, I think.
Absolutely. So I'm sure I'm gonna be with them with that. I just have to hurry up and get the. I'm waiting for the all of the promo material and the pressings because I'm going CD as well as digital with the 20-year release. I'm literally reposting my stuff on Tidal and Spotify and iTunes and we're cutting deals across the board to see what's the best situation for the 20-year anniversary of Portrait of a Serial Player, but also for the new O Murder album, which is fire. An excellent Pimp song that you just played. It's on that album.
Oh man, I can't wait. I can't wait to hear Omerta, but also I'm super excited that you're gonna re-release that album because I look for it online and it's like $60, $100. You know what I'm saying? It's a collector's
that
item.
shit. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. That blew my mind, and that's one of the things actually that made me say, you know what, man, I got to do my thing again, man. What the fuck? Like, damn, I didn't know. You know, when you own your own shit, man, the sad part about it is you never know how relevant your shit is necessarily in the marketplace the way that you would want to, because you're on the administrative side, but you're also on the creative side. So sometimes we can be so far on the creative side, we don't know how relevant our material is in the market. You feel me?
Yeah.
But when I saw those CDs, they had one CD for $1,000. True story. $1,000 for one of my CDs. You got to remember, when I dropped Serial Player, let me just give you some hip-hop history. When I dropped Serial Player, that's when Jay-Z dropped Reasonable Doubt. I swear to God, if you listen to them albums, those are twin albums.
Yeah, but I'm not just saying it's because you're my guest. Jay-Z didn't know me. Jay didn't know me, and I didn't know him. And if you listen to Heaven for a G, hey, man, hey. But if you listen, the funny thing about those albums, if you listen to Heaven for a G and you listen to Can I Live, it's like we were like separated twins at birth or some shit. I'm not saying that because of who he became later, because we know how great he is now. Shout out to Jay-Z. I met him a couple of times. With Jay Prince. Shout out to Jay-Z, you know what I'm saying, and to the Queen Beyonce of H-Town in the world, really. But yeah, those are like twin albums. That's very interesting. Like, who would have ever thought, you know? But I was telling my story, and he was telling his story. And let me tell y'all something about Jay. Anybody that's saying Jay ain't real, and Jay didn't really do this, and Jay didn't really do that, I'm gonna say something that only gangsters can appreciate. And if Jay-Z hear this, he'll appreciate that I know. When I was hanging with the ESD posse, Pumpin' Sweet Love, my nigga B Fine, YZ, you know, I'm from Jersey. They're from the other side of Jersey. They're from South Jersey. I'm from North Jersey, North. So I was out there hanging with them in a place called Heightstown. And we were doing our thing in one project, and guess who they said was running the ones on the other side? And this is way before anybody knew anything about him other than him being in Hawaiian Sophie. They said them cats used to roll through there, man, and kitted out Volvos with busting guns out the sunroof, man. They was wild boys like me and my crew. And that's why to this day can't nobody say nothing to me really bad about Jay-Z, because I know his struggle is the same as mine. And somehow we made it. I don't know how. See, people wouldn't even know that. When you were, one more thing I want to ask you about. Willie D. We just had him on the show recently.
Shout out to Willie D, man, the master. Like I can't say enough about Willie D. Willie D is one of my best friends. Like we just talk for when we get on the phone, we stay on the phone for 2 hours, 3 hours. You might as well just sit down and chill. When he called me or I call him, whatever we doing, it stops. We talk for 2 hours. And seriously, to this day. And what he did with the Coon song, man, shout out to Willie D for once again standing up for the black community and saying it's what everybody else is fucking afraid to. Y'all got to remember, Pimp-C did that. He was that energy for our community, but Pimp-C got that energy from Willie D.
Yeah. Willie D, from the first album, Controversy, I'm saying, to the stuff he did with the Ghetto Boys, to all the way till now.
My company back then, the same recording studio that tragedy happened between me and my brother, that studio, I shot videos. Like, my studio was responsible for shooting Mind Playing Tricks on Me. That was my team that shot that. We shot a video, Ballhead Hoes, for Willie D. You know what I'm saying? So, or the cleanup man for Willie D. Like, I've always been behind the scenes pushing major buttons and being a serious part of the landscape. Like, even in Atlanta, man, like my man C-Bone. Shout out to C-Bone. That's down with Big Boy and the whole organized family. And shout out to Rico. Me and Rico had a cool relationship. Shout out to CeeLo Green. We hung out at Curtis Bayfield's house and had the time of our lives before any of us were really big and famous, especially CeeLo. CeeLo was walking around in a backpack. Now he's a multi-millionaire and one of the most brilliant artists that I've heard in a very long time. So I'm just I'm just super happy to be a part of the entire landscape. But the thing people don't understand is I've also been on the front lines of the struggle of that landscape of trying to make sure that we maintain resources to be able to put them behind the dreams. For instance, I'm at C-Bone's house and 15 ATF agents show up at the door, and his wife about to let him in, and I rush in and say, oh, no, y'all not coming in here. Fuck all 15 of y'all. Matter of fact, you ain't even the boss, bitch. You the boss. This white man standing in the back with his arms crossed. I said, and you out of line right now. Y'all got a warrant? He was like, nah. I said, well, all y'all need to get the fuck up out of here. That's who I am to my friends. And literally, we in the back by his swimming pool playing because, they do the pit bull thing. They got the pit bulls. And I just happened to walk in the house to get some water and stop that. If I'd have showed up 5 seconds later, they'd have been all over the house going through everything. So the struggle is real, man. That's what I did. That's what I did for my brothers in Atlanta. You feel me? And Bone Crusher is a good friend of Rhythm D, and I became cool with him. He would come by the mansion, and that's how he's on the song Space Age Gangsta. I don't know if I sent y'all that one, Space Age Gangsta. So yeah, I'm proud of my life in hip hop. Maybe that's what I should call a book when I finally do it, My Life in Hip Hop, because there's things I know that I'm realizing over the years nobody knows. Yeah.
A lot of the stuff you said tonight, we really respect that because, I'm saying, you shared some jewels with the people, and they definitely gonna love this interview. And whoever's listening live right now should be loving it.
I hope the main thing that they get from this, brother, is that don't be afraid, man. Stand up, man. Live your life on your feet, man, and not on your knees. Like, stand up and stick your chest out, man, and take what come with that, man. Better to live as a motherfucking man, man, than to live like a coward. That's not a life. Like, don't be afraid, man. Have faith. Increase your faith, man, and decrease your fear, man. To me, a gangster is like a Jedi Knight, nigga. Who don't want to be Luke Skywalker?
Yeah. Well, if you're Luther Campbell trying to be Luke Skywalker, you might get sued by George Lucas. That's a whole different story. Shout out to Luke, though. Shout out to Luke. Hell of a show. I want to thank you again for coming on the show, Born Twice. This is one of our classic episodes for sure. Thank you for joining the archive of the Murder Master Music Show. We're gonna end it with this song right here, "Excellent Pimp," featuring the late Pimp-C. Rest in peace.
Let me say one more thing, if I can, brothers.
For sure.
Shout out to Jay Prince. Shout out to Jay Prince. because I won't go into that story because that's the Godfather and that's the gangster of all the gentlemen worldwide that stand up and try to protect their people. When I say gangster, I'm pretty sure my definition is different from most people. I mean a gentleman and a real strong leader, a shepherd over the sheep, so to speak. And he is that and then some. And the one thing I learned from him that I will always cherish, among a million other things, is he taught me the power of forgiveness. Even though he could have we got into it, he could have crushed me like a flea. He didn't. He forgave me. I won't go into the intricacies of what happened, but, man, that guy right there, man, is on a whole nother level with it, man. I just want to say shout out, thank you, I love you, and his Prince family forever.
Right on,
man, that's
right
what's
on.
up.
And
man,
shout out to your grandson. Happy birthday to him again too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'll
birthday.
tell him, man. He'll love that. He's coming.
Right
You heard
on.
him. He's coming.
Yeah.
He's coming.
Yeah.
And that's what's up. Hey, thanks again, Born Twice.
No,
much
thank you.
appreciated,
Anything I can
brother.
do in the future, you got my numbers. Reach out to me, man. I'm here, man. I'm going to start a promo tour here in a minute. And let me say one more thing. I'm reaching out to my boy RC that was signed to Aftermath, and he and I got some more cool things coming. He's the one on Space Age Pimpin'. Oh, Space Age Gangsta, I'm sorry. Shout out to A-Ball and MJG and Tony Draper.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. This is excellent.
Oh, wait
Pimp.
a minute. Y'all want to hear a story, man? Something real cool?
Oh,
with
yeah,
them
yeah.
too?
Shit, man.
Man, Tony
What you got
Draper,
for us?
when he first came to Beverly Hills, that was my guy. So we rode every day. The convertible Lexus coupe on that album, we used to ride in that every day, right? And then he went and got the Viper. So the Viper on there, we rolled in that sometime. And I pick him up in my Benz, and we do a lot of fly shit. And I've introduced him to Ice-T. And when they got time for 8-Ball MJG to do the Space Age Pimpin' commercial, guess who we brought to the set? Imagine this, picture this in your head for all the fans and y'all too, and we're going to end it with this. Me on set, Ice-T, Max Julian, yeah, Goldie, baby.
Yeah.
And 8-Ball and MJG. Now, was that a magical moment or not?
Man, hell yeah, man.
Let me say this. Shout out to hip-hop, and thank you, hip-hop, for saving my life.
Right on.
Thank
right
you.
on. Right on.
Thank you for, and those of you tuning in, this interview will be up tonight over at ugsforlife.com. And, of course, you know what I'm saying, we got some clips we're going to throw up on the YouTube page, so you can check that out as well.
Man, y'all
Make
go
sure,
crazy with that
at,
because we've had some poignant moments, fellas.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And make sure to get that Born Twice if you're serious. Give them that email one more time if you want to
reach out only if you're serious because I'm going to delete it if you're not. Bigger,
and
B-I-G-G-A,
no bullshit.
Yeah, BIGGACEO @hotmail.com.
That's what it is. Thanks again, Born Twice. Excellent.
Or hit me up on IG.
Pimp-C.
On IG, the Notorious Born Twice. Everything _ the _ Notorious _ Born _ 2 the number 2 WICE. The Notorious Born Twice. I'm on IG. Hit me up on there.
Definitely. You're on Twitter too? Yeah, you should be
I'm
on Twitter,
Twitter.
right?
I think I'm on Twitter as Bigger Ink Don. Like you gotta think, my people handle my social networking, so I only have one that I fuck with. Like Beyonce is on Facebook. Beyonce is one of my friends, and I mean from Miley Cyrus to Beyonce to Reddy Red to Willie D. Like we're all on my page. If you go to my friend list, you gonna be part of the Hollywood elite, baby. I promise.
Right on.
All right.
There we go, man. Hell of a show. Huge honor that Born Twice on the show.